Founded in 1979 by the Bic family of Big Pen fame, Bic Sport grew from a passion for water sports and world-renowned expertise in sustainable manufacturing. Visit bicsport.com and learn more about our full range of water sports products.
Hello, this is Jodelle Fitzwater with Bic SUP, and we are on part 3 of our yoga series. We're going to be doing some seated stretches and some guided relaxation. So please enjoy. We'll start in a comfortable seated position. That can be any position that you're comfortable with on the board. I'm just in a cross-legged position, and we're just going to focus on our breath for a moment. So just take your hands around your rib cage, and on your inhale, I'd like you to expand your breath deep into your hands, as if you're trying to widen your rib cage. And then on your exhale, it's as if your abs were compressing the air out of your tummy. Good. Inhale, deep and wide. Exhale, relax. So use this as an opportunity to take in some fresh air around you. Inhale and exhale. Good. Inhale, lift your arms to the sky. Interlace your hands overhead and point up through your index fingers. Get a nice long line, pulling the ribs away from the hips. Deep breath. And then opening the arms out into a T. What you're going to do here is open your chest and then flex your palms so your fingertips point back. Now round your back, bring your palms together, interlace the hands, all except for the index finger, reaching forward and coming up. So we're just lengthening the spine, getting a nice little rounding in the spine. So opening the arms, fingertips face back, opening the heart, and then rounding on your exhale, reaching forward and inhale up. One more time, opening, pull those shoulders back, and then rounding, tuck the belly in, reach forward, inhale up. Good, and then we'll relax there. Take your right hand to the board, the left arm comes up and over, just kind of bending that right elbow so you can open up the left side. And then we'll take the same thing to the other side. Inhale up and over, shoulders back, heart lifted. Exhale, release. Again, inhale up and over. Exhale, release. Inhale up and over. Exhale and release. And we'll move on from there. So let's extend our right leg forward. You're going to bring your left foot to your right inner thigh. Sitting nice and tall, I like to kind of pull the flesh out from underneath me a little bit so I can really get my sits bones down into the board. Here you can also bend your knee just so you have a little more modification if your hamstrings are tight, so pay attention to that if you need it. Otherwise, we're going to lift the arms up, lengthening the spine, and then curling out over the leg. So just going to where it's comfortable for you. You might not go all the way down. You might just come with your hands to your thigh or your hands to your shins. We'll breathe there. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, fold it forward. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, fold it forward. One more time. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, fold forward. And hold it here. One more big breath. And slowly roll it back up. Now just shifting and leaning to the right side so that we can take this left leg and tuck it back behind us. If that's not comfortable, you could also just place the left leg down into the water. We're just looking for a little stretch in the thigh here. So we're coming back into the hands, elevating the heart. Now you might start here. This is a nice little modification. You might already feel the hips stretching here. Just kind of hook the tailbone. You'll feel it a little bit more. If you want a little deeper, you can come down to the elbows. Again, hook the tailbone under, pull the belly in so you can get that thigh stretching. And if you want deeper, you can lay yourself all the way down here. Just really getting that nice stretch in the left thigh. You can take the hands overhead or place them down in the water, whatever's comfortable for you. And breathe here. Again, remember to tuck that tail slightly so you can really feel that stretch all the way down into the thigh. Then to make your way back up, you'll take your hands onto the board, just curling forward, pressing up off the elbows if you need to. And then we'll lean to the right to take that leg forward. And we'll start the other side. So pull your right foot into the left inner thigh, sitting with the hip square to the front of the board, and again taking that soft bend in the knee if you need it. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold over the legs as far as you can. Remember, it might just be to your shins or your thighs, and that's just fine. Anywhere is perfect. Trust your own instincts. And we'll come up on our breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, lowering. One more like that. Inhale up. And exhale. We'll hold it here for a breath. And then slowly help yourself back up. Leaning to the left, we'll take that right leg behind us. So just any way that it's comfortable for you to get it there, or place it down in the water, that's just fine too. You might already feel a stretch here. Just taking the hands behind you might increase that just a touch. You might come down to the elbows, or if it's comfortable for you, you might lay yourself all the way onto your back. So just listening to your body, lowering to your level, your angle of challenge. Take any position with your arms that's comfortable. Remember that slight hook of the tail. And of course, remember to breathe. Breathing in the sounds around you, breathing in the water around you. And we'll slowly come back up, taking a hold of the board, helping yourself curl up, and leaning to the left side to bring the leg around. So we have both legs in front now. And again, take that soft bend if you need it. A lot of times if your hamstrings are tight, this pose ends up looking like this, and that's what we don't want. We want your back tall. So if it means your back gets tall by bending at the knees, please do so. So you're going to take the arms up. Inhale, lift tall. Exhale, fold forward. Again, going only to your level. If it's here, this is just fine for you. So listening to your body as you lower down. Inhale with your breath, rising up tall. Exhale, flowing forward. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, forward. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Hold it here. Just find any position you can hold the pose in and keep breathing. And then very slowly rolling back up. Working on some seated twists now to twist and wring out the toxins in the body. So let's bring the right knee deep into the chest. You're going to sit as tall as you can on those sits bones. Take your left arm, wrap it around the right leg. Take your right hand behind you, lifting tall, using that back hand as a kickstand. Now look down at your low belly. Pull your low belly in and twist a little bit deeper to revolve the heart to the right. So inhale, pull the belly in. Exhale, twist and wring out your breath. Every time you do a twisting posture in yoga, you're wringing out toxins in your internal organs. So that's really helpful. One more breath. Pull in and lift tall and wring it out. Good, let's come back to center and we'll release there. So let's try the left leg in. Just bring it into any level that's comfortable for you. You're going to take your right arm around the knee and the left hand behind your back. Inhale, lifting tall, pull the low belly in. Exhale, twist and revolve the waist around. Try to keep your hips square to the front of the board, just twisting in the waist. Inhale, low belly in, lifting tall. Exhale, twist. One more time. And then we'll slowly come back to center. Keep the knees bent right in front of your body. We're going to lower down onto our backs now. So I'm going to shift forward just a little bit and take my hands behind the thighs, rolling down slowly, one vertebrae at a time. When I get to the bottom, I'm just going to bring the knees into the chest and take a gentle rock side to side. Just a little massage for the low back on the board. So the feet come down to the board now. We're going to do a little bridge pose to help increase shoulder stability, shoulder therapy, and also stretch the hip flexors and work the core a little bit. So we're going to start with robot arms, just bending your elbows to 90 degrees. You want to lift your heart up off the board and kind of shimmy those shoulders underneath you. So walking the elbows a little closer towards your body. Now make sure you keep your chin lifted, pressing down into the back of the skull. From here, tucking the tail, you're going to lift the hips up, pressing back into the shoulders, into the heels, lifting high. Now if you want to, you can extend the arms, palms up, pressing the forearms and the back of the arms down into the board. Or for a little more of a challenge, you can tuck the shoulders underneath you, interlacing the hands and lifting the hips high. Holding here for 3 breaths. The clouds are really soothing to look at here, so just enjoy that. One more breath, lifting the hips 1 inch higher, and then slowly releasing down. Now, if it feels comfortable, go ahead and set your hips onto your forearms and just let go of the hands so they're not interlaced. And you're just looking for a really deep stretch in the shoulders, all across the collarbone and the chest here. Really nice. Closing the eyes, breathing deep. And then we can release the shoulders out from underneath. And we'll set the spine down into the board. So we're going to start crossing the right ankle over the left knee. This may already make a stretch for you, so if this is it for you, you can stay here. If not, reach down behind the left leg and gently pull in. So we're looking for a really nice hip stretch in the right hip here. Hold it here and breathe. Pull in only to your comfort level. Soften the tailbone, soften the right hip. And we'll relax there. We're going to do about 3 breaths on each pose, so keep that in mind just so you're not counting numbers, but just counting your breaths so you can make sure you're breathing into the muscles we're working. Now we're going to be pulling and crossing the leg over the right knee. You can keep it here or reach behind the right leg and gently pull in. Any amount is perfect, so maybe it's just 1 inch from where you started, and that's just fine. Listen to your body and do what feels good to your hips. Softening the tailbone, softening the left hip, pulling the shoulders down into the board and breathing. And releasing there. Uncross the legs. We're going to pull the right knee into the chest and extend the left leg long on the board. Deep breath here. This is a stretch all on its own. All we're doing is freeing up the tightness in the hip, getting a little bit of freedom in the hip here. You might even like to take small little circles with the hip just to massage out the hip socket itself. Now to release the low back further, we're just going to shift the hips. So place your right hand on the board and shift your hips to the right as we pull with our left hand the knee down to the left. And you can open your right arm out into the water. Feels really nice here. Getting a nice low back stretch. Please keep in mind that your shoulders need to stay connected to the board so that you don't just end up pulling the shoulder. And breathe down into your low back, soften the low back. Imagine your inhale is a nice long stretch across the broadness of the low back, and your exhale releases any tension that's held in there. And we'll come back to center. Place your foot down on the board, and you can shift your hips back into alignment. We'll switch legs. Left knee pulls in, right leg extends. Inhale, pull it in. Exhale, releasing the left hip. Again, take those small semicircles with the leg, with the hip socket if you need to. breathing and starting to let the body unwind and relax. And then we'll place our left hand down onto the board, just shifting the hips to the left. Use your right hand to pull the knee down to the right while your left arm opens out into the water. Any amount is perfect. So we're not looking for any specific place to go here except for you to find that stretch for your low back. You can take your gaze and look towards the left hand. It's a really nice counter stretch for the neck. And then slowly make your way back to center. Place your hands on the board to reshift the hips. And we'll be finishing out in a butterfly pose. So bring your feet to touch. Soles of the feet are going to touch. Your knees are going to fall apart. And let's take the arms up above the head. You can either extend them all the way up or just have them in cactus arms where the elbows are out from the shoulders, bent at 90 degrees. Closing the eyes, I want you to go into your knees, allowing your knees to soften and feel as if they're floating in midair. That's going to really help soften your inner thighs. So allow your inner thighs to release here and relax. Deep breath. Your chest and belly are fully open here so you can take in a nice long breath. And as we start to cool down the body, let's make our exhale longer than our inhale. So maybe 3 counts in on your inhale and 6 counts out on your exhale. This helps to calm down the nervous system and prepare for relaxation. And we'll go ahead and bring the arms down by our side. Extend your legs the rest of the way out on the board. This is our final pose. This is relaxation pose. You're just going to fully let your legs flop open, your arms relax down into the water. Just let the water soothe your hands and massage your hands with a nice little cool texture. Closing the eyes here, I'm going to walk you through a relaxation starting with the toes. I'd like you to relax your toes. Relax the tops of your feet, the soles of your feet, the ankles. Relax your shins. As you start to relax, allow your breath to return to its own natural rhythm here. You don't have to force the breath. Your body knows how to breathe. Relaxing the knees, relaxing the backs of the knees. Relax your hips, let them melt and spread out into the board. Soften your low belly, even the internal organs. Imagine your intestines, your stomach, your pancreas, all relaxing. Your breath is the only movement in your chest, so relax the collarbone, relax the chest, relax the upper back. Let gravity pull your shoulders down into the board. Your arms are heavy and free into the water. Your hands naturally curl in and just get caressed by the water. Soften the neck and the throat. Allow the tongue to rest back in the root of the mouth. Relax your jaw. Soften the muscles around the lips, around the eyes, up into the forehead, up into the crown of the head. And just for a moment, enjoy the feeling of total relaxation out in creation, feeling the wind on your skin, and be in the moment. And now we'll gently start to move the wrists, move the hands into the water, move the arms and legs, bring energy back into the limbs. You might stretch your arms up overhead for a full body stretch from your fingers to your toes. Deep breath in. And then help yourself up. You might roll to one side or just curl yourself up to a seated position. And this completes part 3 of our yoga series. Thank you for joining me. I hope that you've enjoyed a nice relaxing yoga workout on the water out in nature. Please join us next time for another great workout on Stand Up Paddling TV. And if you like what you see, subscribe to us, please. And also, if you'd like more information on the Ace Tech Fit board, please visit bicsup.com. Namaste.
Visit bicsup.com and check out the full range of stand-up paddleboards, paddles, and accessories.